Ronaldinho, Brazilian Ronaldo R9, Coutinho, and Neymar. What do they all four have in common? 1, they're Brazilian. 2, they played for Barcelona. And 3, each of them has their very own signature body feint that you'll be learning in today's Essentially Amateur Skills tutorial. Let's get right into it. We're talking about 4 Brazilian absolute magicians with the ball at their feet, but we're going over their signature body feints. So it just goes to show, sometimes in football, it's the easiest skill that's also going to be the most effective. If you master these, you're going to add a little flair, a little spice to your game that you need to become a top player. Everything in life is twice as nice if you add a little spice. Let's get into the video. Back in 2005, Barcelona's playing Real Madrid. They beat them 3-0. Ronaldinho ends up with 2 goals. Scores in the 59th minute and then the 77th. In the 77th minute, he does a simple yet very effective feint to beat Sergio Ramos down the line and into the box. And then he finishes to make the game 3-0. This is how he did it. First, he starts dribbling at speed at the defender. And then he simply makes a subtle step with his right foot, and his next touch is with the outside of his left, and he's taking the ball away. This is the simplest, most subtle feint that you can master early on. A simple side step, and then take it with the outside of the opposite foot. He didn't lunge the opposite way. He simply stepped right next to the ball and took it with the outside of his left foot. Let's see it sped up. There's 2 very slight movements. He simply dipped his shoulder a little bit and took that step with his right foot before taking it with the outside of his left. I love this one. It's very simple, but very effective. And he didn't even have to slow himself down. That's why Sergio Ramos was caught so off guard, because he took it all in stride and still put the feint in. So again, the feint, very simple, yet highly effective. And Ronaldinho's using it at the highest level. All right, key takeaways from Ronaldinho's signature feint. You want to be dribbling at the defender with high speed, dip your shoulder to the right, step right to the side of the ball, and with your next step, take it with the outside of your left and accelerate forward. We're dribbling with speed, dip our shoulder, take a step, push with the outside of our left. We're taking it in our stride, we're not stopping. It's one fluid motion, and we're breezing by the defender. This next one is the R9, Brazilian Ronaldo's famous double feint. He did this when he was playing for Inter Milan. He was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, went boom, boom. Defender fell on his butt. He goes in, scores a beautiful goal, and goes down in history as an absolute legend. Key here, again, dribbling at pace at a defender, in his case, a goalkeeper. You don't stop the ball. We're going one fluid motion. We step to the side of the ball in one direction, and then the opposite direction, and take it with the outside of the foot. A double feint. Here we go. Keys here. I'm not lunging to the side of my body. I'm not lunging square with my body, both sides. I'm actually lunging diagonally in front of me. So while the ball's moving, step in front. It's almost like a lunge jump. It's diagonally in front of you at an angle, because then you're on your toes and you have the momentum to go forward. If you were to do it sideways and sideways, you're flat-footed. You have no momentum. The defender's going to steal it, or at least catch up to you. So again, it's at an angle, you're on your toes, and you burst away after the second lunge in the opposite direction. Let's see it sped up. This next one is Coutinho's signature feint. I learned about this one. If you've ever seen the Coutinho YouTube video when he was at Bayern, he does a shooting tutorial, and he said when he's in tight, a defender's closing him down, he doesn't have many options. He loves this move. And this is where I saw it, picked it up. I was like, that's brilliant. So it's a stutter feint. This little leg dangle hop throws the defender off, and then he goes to the elastico. All right, so a key here is you want to raise that leg, and then almost simultaneously, you want to do a hop on the opposite foot, and then just straight into the elastico. Kind of combine them all into one fluid motion. First, practice them each one by one. Just raise that leg, get comfortable standing on your opposite leg. Once you're comfortable, give it a little hop, and then, of course, practice your elastico on its own. And then once you feel confident, combine all three and make it look like this. All right, last but not least, Neymar's signature body feint. Like Coutinho's, we're starting with a leg dangle. The difference here, Neymar will plant that foot back down, and then he's going to pull the ball in this direction and either beat the defender down the line. He may be, if he's on the right wing, he's cutting inside with this, but the majority of the time he finds himself on the left wing, and he is using this to accelerate past the defender down the line or just like cutting into the box. And he may, be jumping around at first, but eventually he'll get to a leg dangle, he'll plant it, and then he'll push off, bursting away from the defender. He's using it as power, as leverage, to propel himself forward. Because in football and soccer, it's those few milliseconds that if you can utilize your burst of speed to outpace the defender, you're going to win that race. You're going to win that battle. Both Coutinho and Neymar utilize what's known as a stutter feint by lifting that leg, doing the leg dangle, confusing the defender. The difference, Coutinho never puts that plant foot down, goes straight into an elastico, while Neymar does put that plant foot down, and he may do it a couple times. He may do this number, but eventually he's going to plant it and then explode, pulling that ball forward in his path and using momentum to accelerate past the defender. It looks like this. And of course, with all of these, there's still variations to each of the signatures. They might do it slightly different each time. So with Neymar, the way I've been showing it, kind of slams his foot down and uses it to push himself forward. But sometimes he simply does the leg dangle, sets it down, and goes forward. The idea, the technique is all still the same though. Offsetting the defender with the leg dangle, planting the foot, and then accelerating forward past the defender. It's almost two stutters, because in a sense, this off-puts the defender thinking, what's he doing? And now he's planted his foot. What's he doing? Is he moving? Yeah, it's very subtle and he's exploding. So the defender is going to get caught flat-footed. He's not going to be moving. Because once it looks like Neymar's about to plant his foot back down, he's thinking he's going to stand there with a defender. But nope, Neymar already knows in his head. As soon as that foot hits the ground, he's taken off. All right, guys, that's the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, give the video a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.